Welcome back. Happening right now, New York City Mayor Eric Adams is about to make a major announcement in his re-election campaign. You can see several of his supporters at the podium right now. He has not spoken just yet, but Adams previously stated he planned to run as an independent. We'll bring that to you as soon as he makes his statement. But let's bring in CBS News Senior Executive Director of the White House and Politics, Fin Gomez. Fin, thank you for joining us today. It's a very interesting mayoral race in New York right now. So can you break this down for us, especially in light of that surprise election just a few days ago?
That's right, Mugo. Nick, you go back to Tuesday night, there was that political shockwave after Zohran Mamdani won in this crucial New York mayoral race. Mamdani, of course, being the progressive assemblyman from Brooklyn, who really came out of nowhere. 1% he was polling just a few months ago to upset on Tuesday night against Andrew Cuomo, the former New York governor, scandal-plagued New York governor. But what that race, what it became, or what it's become, was that it was really a vehicle, a microcosm, if you will, a proxy war, probably is a better term, between the internal national debate that's happening within the Democratic Party. Where following the big convincing defeat at the hands of Trump and Republicans back in November, Democrats were looking to find a roadmap, if you will, an electoral roadmap out of the wilderness. So by this big progressive win, and of course it's not official until next Tuesday, but by Mamdani's efforts, by the results of Tuesday, essentially has boosted progressives within the party who say that his authenticity, his focus on certain issues, the key issues that matter to voters, in this case, housing, affordable housing, and really finding a voice of opposition in this era of Trump. That has been what's really defined this race. And of course, Cuomo was this, is really representative of the moderate wing of the party. However, it's not really, it wasn't really a clean model, if you will, because of those scandals that plagued the former governor, including those allegations of sexual misconduct, and of course the criticism over how he ran New York during the pandemic. But now, what we're seeing is that in this race, it could potentially become a four-way matchup. Eric Adams, as you mentioned, is the incumbent mayor. He did run as a Democrat, back in 2021. Then he was the story in the sense that he was this underdog that sort of came out of nowhere in that race to win it. He was this pro-reform candidate, a former police officer in New York, who really looked to seek to reform New York and to focus on crime. But since then, he has also faced his own scandals as well. As you recall, back last fall in 2024, he was indicted for under this federal corruption investigation. Those charges were dropped, however, earlier this year, around the same time that the Trump administration was negotiating with New York to get coordination over their immigration operation in the city. His numbers since then, even though those corruption charges were dropped, since then his numbers have really cratered. They're about 20% of approval. And again, it's changed again, Mugo, because since Cuomo's presumptive defeat, again not official until Tuesday, but since then the moderates and business leaders who supported Cuomo in the primary have now sort of turned their focus towards Adams, breathing new political life into his candidacy, because they are, some of them I spoke to today have concerns about Mamdani's more progressive policies. So what we could have is a real race here. A lot of people in New York strategists have told me that this could become a real race come November. The thing is, if you look historically, there's only been really one case in modern history where an incumbent mayor in New York has changed parties and run as independent and won, and that was John Lindsay in 1969. So as Adams is expected to announce in a few minutes, if he does run as an independent, he does have a pretty hard hill to climb. Now, Cuomo has also opened the door. He gave an interview to the New York Times. And he put out a statement on election night saying that he is also considering an independent run. So if that happens, that I talked to a top Democratic strategist about this. They say that if that happens, that could split the vote between Cuomo and Adams. So we'll see, but this is getting very, very interesting.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is, Finn. And we're going to see what happens come November. Thank you so much for that analysis. We appreciate it.